Hey folks, in a community post that I put out about a month ago, I was saying that in my Pokemon vs Digimon animes video, link in the description by the way, I forgot to include the other monster training classic anime of the late 90s, early 2000s, Monster Rancher, or Monster Rancher if you're an American viewer, or perhaps if you're a northerner of the UK. And I thought it was okay, but then I pretty much completely forgot about it for about like 25 years until I saw another YouTuber talking about it recently. I give my thoughts about how it compares to the more popular animes of the monster training genre, Pokemon Digimon. To give a bit of background about the anime, um, it was like Pokemon and Digimon has some computer games based on it as well. It started off as a computer game on the PlayStation 1. It's called Monster Farm in Japan, and where in the game you raise monsters on a farm. But unlike any other game like ever, you would like put your music CDs while you're playing the game into your PS1, and it would generate a monster, and only one monster, depending on which. The Monster Rancher anime differs from the PS1 video games in that it's not just based on like a monster farm. It's about this kid called Genki, and he's a bit like Ash from Pokemon, and he has a backwards cap on and a similar age, and he's playing he's in like a Monster Rancher tournament playing on his PlayStation 1, and he gets sucked into the game a bit like in Digimon where the Digi-Destin gets sucked into the sky. He gets sucked into the game and into the world of Monster Rancher, which is also called Monster Rancher, like the game's called Monster. So yeah, your protagonist Genki, he finds himself in the game. He quickly meets Holly, who is like a bit like a sort of a Final Fantasy character, circa the SNES, who was like dressed like in like a tunic, all old-fashioned. And the whole world he finds himself is kind of like a Final Fantasy world. It's all like kind of fantasy, medieval like. Holly has a monster, only one monster called Suazo, is this giant like eyeball that talks fluent English, like in Digimon. And Genki quickly meets his own monster called Moshi, who often says his own name a lot, and he's very cute, like, a bit like Pikachu. And they learn about this villain. The main villain is called Moo. And Moo's the main baddie in the anime, and that's what they actually call the enemies in the anime, baddie, which I found strange. And he has a bunch of evil monsters under his command, and he wants to take over the world. The world is, let's say, this like Final Fantasy-esque RPG like world is populated by humans who coexist with monsters. And Holly and Genki find themselves on a quest to free monsters from Dis, like you would convert your music CDs into monsters in the PlayStation game. And when they find a disc, they take it to this kind of ceremonial sort of monster shrine, and they put it in the middle, and Holly presses a button like a tablet, and it converts the disc into a monster. I'm about halfway through the series at the minute, but every monster I've found they convert from a disc so far, they end up handing over one of the other humans as like a gift. But Holly and Genki travel around, and they meet other monsters like Golem, this giant rock monster, Hare, who's this he's a bit of an arsehole. He lies, he cheats, he steals from them initially, but he goes onto their side because he wants to beat Miu. And Tiger, who ironically isn't a tiger, he's a literal lone wolf. Like, he's too cool for school, like, and he doesn't get on with hair. And yeah, they're basically travelling around, as the song says, the theme song there, trying to free the monsters and turn the baddies into goodies and take on the baddies. Unlike in Pokemon, Genki actually gets involved with the combat, and you see him punching and kicking the other monsters, which doesn't happen in Digimon either. But also, as with Digimon, neither Holly nor Genki get to command their monster, they just do their own thing. And even Moshi sometimes ends up saving the others, going on his own little side quest to save the others from like a trap that one of the evil monsters has placed them in. Animation wise, I find it kind of somewhere in between Pokemon and Digimon. There is some use of CGI, which certainly looks very nice and takes the animation side a cut above Pokemon, but it's not quite up to the level of Digimon there. And the style of it is sort of a more kind of harder, grittier style. Like if say Pokemon had this sort of sunniest, lightest tone to it, Digimon had a darker, more sinister tone. Monster Rancher is certainly the dark horse, if you will, of this genre of anime. Much of the meetings with the evil monsters, rather than in towns and cities as with Pokemon, it takes place in more wild places like forests and mountainous, rocky areas, and it gives a more sense of a danger and a darker tone to this anime. Humour wise, it has more of the like sort of dry wit, if you will, of like Digimon. Like in an early episode, Holly, Genki and Suizo lose Moshi and they go look for him in the rain. And Suizo says, this couldn't have happened on a sunny day, or something. As for the plot, the story, well, I wouldn't say it's up to the level of Pokemon. I mean, it's similar to Pokemon, as I say, it's like a Pokemon Digimon hybrid. You got a group of travellers travelling around the world fighting evil with monsters and meeting other monsters and other people, and you got the kind of like the monsters though, and the monsters speak fluent English as in Digimon, and it also takes place in a computer game like Digimon. Well, the plot, well, of course, like Pokemon is a lot grander because you got Ash and his companions like travelling around multiple regions of the planet across multiple series, so many series of Pokemon now, and it's more on the level of Digimon, as in Digimon sometimes they're in the real world and sometimes they're in the digital world. So far, apart from in the first episode, this Monster Rancher takes place totally in the game Monster Rancher. Also, I understand that both Pokemon and Digimon had much longer running times in this series, although there's about like 70 episodes in Monster Rancher, but yeah, they're both a higher scale plot wise, but I'm still quite impressed by the plot and intrigued by the darker tone. So yeah, I'm around like 40 episodes in, but I can already comfortably conclude to this video that animation wise, kind of in between Pokemon and Digimon. I'd say Digimon wins on animation over both Pokemon and Monster Rancher. Comedy wise, same kind of style of comedy as Digimon, so about kind of even keel with that, and of course Pokemon had comedy. Plot wise, Pokemon Digimon far grander affairs. I would say Monster Rancher comes in a very close third in the race, but yeah, it's been very good so far, and I'm very excited to see how it ends. Oh yeah, I forgot about the voice acting. The voice acting is great in Monster Rancher. It's the English dub is great. It's better than Digimon. So I guess yeah, Digimon loses in voice acting, pretty much up to the standard of Pokemon, but I still stand by my previous statement of that it comes third place, but a close third. Thanks for watching, folks, and be sure to check out my Pokemon vs Digimon animes video if you enjoy this video. See ya!